Hello students, it is really nice to be here with you through these videos. Today we are going to continue with the second part of our unit number 2. Unit number 2, Hit the Road. This is what we saw last week. What do you like to do on vacation? And we were talking about some vocabulary like activities, recommendations, and things. Well, we also covered this topic of grammar, future, to express future with be going to and will. And the difference was be going to is for plans that are already a decision, and will if it is a possibility. Will with, I guess, maybe, probably, I think. It's only a possibility. And here is a decision. It's already a decision for a plan for the future with going to. I hope that you finished all your exercises and you have submitted them to Classroom. We covered some vocabulary and we did the categories of clothing, money, health, documents, and luggage. Then today we are going to talk about this. Perspectives, the travel advisor. Travel advisor. Un travel advisor is a person that is going to give you good recommendation, good advice for traveling. Listen to these pieces of advice from experienced travelers. What topic is each person talking about? Vamos a escuchar estas recomendaciones de viajeros experimentados y tenemos que pensar de qué tema está hablando cada persona. But before we do this, we are going to do an exercise. Whoops, I lost it. Before we do this, we are going to, see these sentences. Here we have some sentences and we have to decide if these sentences are true or false. You tell me true or false. And here it says, it's necessary to have a valid passport when you travel. Is it true or false? Number 2, travelers should try eating at stalls on the street. Do you remember stalls? Is vocabulary that we already saw. Travelers should try eating at stalls on the street. Deberían tratar probar comer en los puestos de la calle. It's a good recommendation, yes or no? Number 3, you need to keep important things in your suitcase. You need to, necesitas, guardar cosas importantes in your suitcase. Is it true or false? ¿Dónde pones las cosas importantes? ¿En tus maletas? ¿Cuando vas a viajar en un avión? Number 4, you should keep a copy of your credit card numbers. Is it a good idea, yes or no? Number 5, you must be 21 or older to drive a car. Is it true or false? 21 years old or older to drive a car. And then number 6, you should buy travel insurance. You should buy, is a recommendation, travel insurance, seguro de viajero. Is it a good recommendation, yes or no? According to the answers here, true or false, number 1 is true. Number 2 is false. 3 is false. 4, 5, and 6 are true. Well, depending on the country, right? So here it says that 3 and 4, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are false. Here it says that it is not a good idea eating on stalls on the street is false. You need to keep important things in your suitcase. It's false. Yes, and we're going to see why. Here it says you must be, tú tienes que ser, yeah, you must be, tienes que tener 21 o ser mayor to drive a car. Not in Mexico. Not in Mexico. In Mexico, it's false. They say it's true, but they are talking about maybe a different country, maybe in England, probably. but not in Mexico. In Mexico, you don't need to be 21. You can get a driver's license when you are 18, and before 18, you get a permission. Yes? Okay. These sentences, these reflections of true or false, we are going to compare with this. Listen to these pieces of advice and let's decide what is the topic that each person was talking about. Listen and compare.
Page 32, Exercise 6, Perspectives, Travel Advisor. Part A. Listen to these pieces of advice from experienced travelers. What topic is each person talking about?
You must have a valid passport to travel overseas. You ought to make a copy of your passport and keep it in a secure place.
When you fly, you should keep important things in your carry-on bag, such as your medication and ATM card. You shouldn't pack them in your checked luggage.
You should try some of the local specialties, but you'd better avoid the stalls on the street. You shouldn't drink tap water.
In most countries, you don't have to have an international driver's license, but you have to carry a license from your own country. You also need to be 21 or over.
You'd better buy travel insurance before you leave your country.
You'd better keep a copy of your credit card numbers at the hotel, and you shouldn't carry a lot of cash when you go out.
Okay, this is the last part of the exercise. Well, as a matter of fact, this is the exercise, and the instructions are: open the PowerPoint presentation. Open the PowerPoint presentation that you have there in the classroom. And then you're going to answer the exercises here. Here you have the picture of the advice by experienced travelers. Here you have the sentences that we analyzed. You have to put the number of the sentence on the picture, the number of sentence on the picture. For example, sentence number 1, it's necessary to have a valid passport when you travel. We are going to read this and we are going to match number 1. Yeah, we take it, we drag it, and we put it on the corresponding one. Yeah, you must have a valid passport to travel overseas. Overseas, a otro país. You ought to make a copy of your passport and keep it in a secure place. Okay, here. Then number 2, travelers should try eating at stalls on the street. Here, number 2, and we put it on the corresponding space here. Yeah, so you move it and you put it on the corresponding space. You identify these are the numbers of these sentences. Here, you have to transfer your answers of true or false. Number 1, remember, number 1 was true. Number 2, you put true or false. Number 3, 4, 5, and 6. When you finish answering, when you finish answering, you leave it there. You just do the addition of this and save. Your answers are going to be on Drive. No necesitas descargar esta diapositiva. Tienes tu propia diapositiva para contestar ahí. Si la descargas, la tendrías que volver a subir, la subes en el espacio correspondiente del Classroom, le pones tu nombre, guardas los cambios, ¿sale? Pero si no la descargaste, si la contestaste directo desde Drive, de ahí la abriste en el Classroom, solito se guardan los cambios, ¿sale? Tú no te preocupes por guardar si la contestaste en línea. And that's it. You finish answering here and you write your answers here, and that is all of the exercise. And see you on the next exercise. Bye.